we bring you Texas Rangers manager Bruce Bochy. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, guys. Good afternoon.
So I just wanted to tell a positive story. Earlier, we had the opportunity to have Fergie Jenkins in studio, and he was great, and he mentioned how much he liked you. Do you have any particular memories, fondly or otherwise, hopefully positive, of Fergie Jenkins?
Yeah, just times that we crossed paths. I did do a cruise with him. It's a baseball cruise that we were on, and he's just a classy guy. He's got, of course, all the credentials, Hall of Fame and everything, but he just got a very, very nice way about him that, kind of puts you at ease, because I really looked up to him. I got a chance to face him in the big leagues, and so, I was looking forward to spending some time with him, and did do that, and just a really nice guy that had a tremendous career.
On that cruise, you didn't happen to try and drop a fishing line into the ocean, did you?
Yeah, I was trolling back there. They didn't know it, but actually, I did. We did have one stop, so I did go out on the boat and have those excursions you could set up, and I did do that, but didn't have very much luck on that one.
Even with the playoffs now no longer possible, how important is it for the team, for the franchise, to finish at or above 500?
Well, that's certainly a goal. It does mean a lot of things, I think, to everybody, because we fought so hard to get back in this thing, and we had a tough, 8 games here, and you put in all that hard work, and, the finish, the way we're finishing right now, it's hard on these guys. I know personally it would mean a lot. I think with the coaching staff, I can speak to them. We talked about it in the meeting yesterday that we have to play it out, but it also would mean that we played pretty good baseball from this point on, even though we're out of it. We owe it to our fans that are coming out. We talked about that. Continue to play well. And sure, we're shorthanded now. But, yes, at the end of the day, if you play over 500, it makes you feel a lot better about your season.
You were fired up last night after the game, though, and correct me if I'm misinterpreting this, but you felt like last night was not your team's best effort by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, I probably did let some frustration come out there. I do think they're trying. We did make some mistakes that we're just not accustomed to making. And, 4 hits again. We're not swinging the bats, and I get it. We're missing our core players, but we were playing good baseball without them, and now all of a sudden we're just not doing much offensively. We're stuck on 4 or 5 hits. It seems like every game, and of course making mistakes in defense. We pick a couple guys off. We couldn't get them out, and it's just those things that probably got to me. But I do think everybody's out there trying. We had some guys that were playing hurt. I'll talk about Langford. This oblique thing's been with him. I talked to you guys last week, and I mentioned the name, and that's who it was.
Yeah.
He was trying to play through it, and man, what a warrior he was, trying to continue to play. And then Garcia, he's had that grade 2 quad strain. He's just not getting around like we're used to, and it's not a good look for him, because he's out there trying. But it's hard to play this game when you're not 100%. So I probably did let some frustration come out last night, but it's in all of us. We're doing what we can, but we just got to keep fighting. That's the only way we can go about this.
I know you probably can't or don't want to project into the future or future seasons, but is Adolis going to be able to play today or tomorrow? And if so, How important maybe is it for the home fans to be there to give him perhaps one final big ovation?
Well, I would like to get him out there. I can tell you he's not going to start today. It's bothering him a little bit more. I just got a report from our trainer, Lucky, who just let me know. So anyway, I'll try to find a pinch hit appearance, but he's not able to go today. If he's able to go tomorrow, he'll be out there. For the very reason we talked about, that's why I wanted him out there this homestand. This guy's done so much for us, helped us win a championship, and I know the fans love him, so that's why I wanted to play him this series, and so we'll see where he's at the next day, I guess, or tomorrow, because that's their last game.
Boch, a lot of times we talk about in like a specific game, there was a turning point in that game, a moment that really stood out that you're like, okay, that's where the game kind of shifted. This season, can you pinpoint a turning point for the year when things kind of changed? Because I'm having a hard time. It's felt like it's kind of been like right there all season long.
It's hard to pinpoint one part of the season. I mean, with what's happened here recently, I can see the game in New York. We had a chance to sweep them. We had a man on third 3 times, couldn't get them in before we hit into Houston. That seemed to kind of help put us in a spin, but on the wrong note there. But during the season, yeah, I mean, losing Nate, that's a big one. Nate was one of our guys. Of course, what a great job he did as far as stopping any streaks or anything. So I'd say that on the pitching side. But anytime you lose, your top guys, Marcus, Corey, those guys, it's a lot to overcome, and we did for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys came up, and they brought a lot of energy, but it's just hard to replace guys who have that resume on their baseball card, and when you get down to the last 2-3 weeks, they seem to get better, and so we did miss some of those guys. But we can talk about so many. I mean, Carter, that was a big loss. We lost so many guys at different times on the IL, and so I can't think of one game or anything now.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. You'd think this guy's going to inject a little juice into the club,
right,
and then the injury happens, and then you're like, oh, maybe the next one. I know you believe this team before the season, we talked about it multiple times, would be a better slugging team. Do you think that philosophy will change heading into next season, or is this just a sluggers league? And how do we find and add sluggers?
Well, it is something we've talked about. I can tell you that CY and I have had those conversations, and the front office has to see what we can do to get better, get more consistent. I think when you talk about just being a slug team, I think that's hard to do, especially in our game. And I think if you look at some of these other clubs and the success that they're having, just for example, Milwaukee, although we end up sweeping them, but their success has been team at bats and those type things, including speed, playing the game. We just played a team that has played great baseball, the Marlins. Yeah, they looked bad. We got swept by them, but they won again last night. They beat Philly. I love what they're doing there. And I thought their hitters really worked our pitchers very well. They worked them hard. And of course, they have some really good pitching too. So that's a team on the upswing. That it's they play the slug game, but they also give in and put the ball in play. So these are things we're talking about.
When you talk about some of your interactions with Chris Young and the future of the team and everything, would you welcome a multi-year contract extension offer from the Rangers?
I'm keep with what I've been saying. We got 5 more games, so that conversation will happen later. I'm trying to finish this thing up on a good note. That's been my focus all year, and so I'd love to talk about it, but I'm going to stay with and it was my choice. Let's just wait and see where we're at the end of the year.
Well, with the focus then on the final 5 games, aside from the discussions we had about finishing at or above 500, anything in particular that you would like to see in these last 5 games, like, continued hot streak from Osuna, or what do you want to see in these last 5 games?
I'd like to get some wins. Yeah, you touched on it when we started the show here with playing over 500 baseball. Yeah, that means that we finished up pretty strong and overall not a bad season. Sure, it's not where you want to go or get, but it's a team that has had to deal with a lot, and finish over that mark would mean a lot to everybody. You always continue to evaluate. We get some young guys that again get more playing time because of the injury. So this has been an invaluable experience for them. And as you move forward, it helps any decisions that need to make on what you need on the ball club, whether it's out on the field or on the bench, and same on the pitching side.
You've told us a lot through the years about how important confidence could be for a player out there. I was hoping you could kind of go over why that is so important, especially in baseball again. And then if you can tell us anything about, and I might just be like projecting here, what happened to Josh Young's confidence along the way?
Yeah, such an important part of a player's success is that confidence. If that gets shaken at all, you're not going to see the same player. We've seen it, and Josh Young is a really gifted player. But like anybody, when he started having some struggles, he lost some confidence. He started expanding his zone. He wasn't seeing the ball as well. I think you lose that maniacal focus that you need to be really good when you're either hitting or pitching on either side. And you see with a lot of, most players, almost all players, and it's a separator in between the average player and the good player, the great player. And you get better with it, I think, with time, as far as handling, the ups and downs. And, I've talked about how you need talent, but you need that mental toughness, which they have. But at the same time, it just sometimes takes some guys a little bit longer. Right now, I mentioned Berger. When you can see a difference when he's confident, but he's dealing with a wrist thing that it's there, and he's trying to fight through it, and we appreciate it. He's doing all he can to play through this, but sure, that's going to shake your confidence a little bit as far as what you normally do at the plate.
Boch, we got to see it a little bit at spring training. They discussed it yesterday. ABS going to be there next year in baseball. Do you like that? And how much closer are we to robots taking over as umpires?
I really do like it. I originally didn't think I would like it as much as I did. When I did in spring training, I thought it went really well. It's fast, it's quick. I think it's entertaining. I think the fans got into it when they showed up on the scoreboard, whether it's a ball or strike. I think the players liked it, and I think it's going to be good for the game because I had a couple of reasons. One, you're going to stop some of the complaining, whining, even on calls when guys will come back to the dugout because you can challenge. And if you use both of them up, then that's on you. You have nothing to complain about if you challenge and you're wrong. Also, I think for the umpires, they want to get it right. They're human, and they're going to miss some calls. It's just going to go with the territory. We talk about this. We're not the only team they're going to miss calls with, and You just hope it's more on the other side than yours, I guess. But so I think it will take a little bit off them maybe. And the last thing they want to do is go home and end the game on a bad call. So anyway, I like it. It's really, I think, going to work well.
Well, last year after the season was over, we had you on the day before Thanksgiving for our charity marathon show. So I just wanted to put that bug in your ear. Think about it in a couple of months. We're raising money if you want to talk whiskey, fishing, and all kinds of other fun stuff. Maybe we would love to have you on the day before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, I'd love to do it. Yeah.
All right.
You can't, if you catch anything or if you lose one, you can't question me, all right?
Okay, that's fair. That is fair. Thank you very much, good sir. Best of luck today. We'll be out at the ballpark tomorrow as you guys shoot for finishing above 500.
Hi, guys. Always good talking to you. All right, we'll see you tomorrow.